morning, and thank you for being here. My name is Diane Russell. I represent Mundray Hill in downtown Portland in the Maine House of Representatives. Thank you for being here. As a lawmaker, I have a responsibility to see and deal with the world as it is and judge public policy on evidence-based analysis. It is with this in mind that today I stand with supporters to kick off the Maine First campaign and formally release LD 1453, an act to legalize and tax marijuana. First and foremost, LD 1453 changes the paradigm of how we look at drug policy. It is time to see these policies through the lens of public health and not through the lens of the criminal justice system. It is time to start treating addiction as a mental health issue and not a criminal justice issue. Painkillers are the drugs killing Maine people. So why are we spending an estimated $26 million per year in Maine to root out, prosecute, and jail people for the possession and sale of marijuana? Let's channel that money toward the real drugs at the core of our addiction issue in Maine. Second, this bill was designed to protect children. Currently, we have absolutely no control over the marijuana market. In fact, since we have attempted to control the market through prohibition, access to marijuana has increased. As a result, not only is marijuana readily accessible to young people ages 12 to 17, many are even selling it to their friends. This bill creates a regulatory structure to limit access to marijuana for people under the age of 21. There are safe havens around schools, consequences for selling to a minor, and prohibitions against marketing to youth. Many of these components were used to attempt to reduce access to smoking, and while those were being enforced, access to cigarettes diminished for young people. Since we have started away from that, smoking rates have actually increased. Third, this bill would bring in an estimated $8.5 million in new sales tax revenue on commercial sales. This revenue does not account for the new income tax and payroll tax revenue that would be generated when black market operations come onto the books and quote above the table. Our economy is still reeling from the Great Recession. Why are we turning a blind eye to sales and income tax revenue that could be used to make the types of investments we need to build a strong economy? Such investments as in farming, land preservation, weatherization, community policing, and higher education. Fourth, people talk about marijuana being a, quote, gateway drug. Marijuana isn't the gateway. The drug dealer is. If I'm a drug dealer, I want to get you to buy a more expensive product. And if I can get you to try a highly addictive product, I know you'll do anything to get your fix. And we have been seeing crime rates increase in Portland as a direct result. So I'm going to give you free samples to try. Or worse, I'm going to lace your marijuana with crack cocaine or heroin to hook you. It's time to get rid of the drug dealer. It's time to eliminate the core product they sell and get drug dealers away from our children once and for all. For decades, this has been viewed by policymakers as a, quote, fringe issue, the red-headed stepchild of the 60s. It is absolutely irresponsible for society to continue burying our heads in the sand and pretending our current policy works. Too much is at stake to continue pretending this is just a joke from the latest Reefer Madness movie. We're in the city that launched the Prohibition era. The Prohibition era failed. The 18th Constitutional Amendment was the only constitutional amendment ever to be repealed in the United States. Let us learn from history this time and not continue repeating it. This is an issue whose time has come. It is time we stop turning otherwise law-abiding people into criminals. It's time we begin taxing marijuana for commercial sale. And it's time we refocus our criminal justice resources toward issues that are truly devastating communities. I look forward to a responsible, thorough public debate based on real science, real data, evidence-based practice, and common sense.